My job is to take care of you. Your job is to take care of us. Andrew went on a date and asked the man his waist size.
The most you're getting is like £15 an hour. You are never going to survive.
The sex is shit and you keep the house nasty.
You're not doing anything, then you marry him and it's dead.
Should a man be dating if he's broke?
If he's broke?
He's broke.
Certainly not. He can barely afford to live. How could he date? How has he got time? I have to be in the top 1% of earners to rent a really normal 2-bedroom flat. When I had my son is 16. Obviously, money has changed, but the preface.
Has money changed you? I know I'm moving.
Has money changed me?
Yeah.
No.
He did that one stage. When we went to insurance, we were moving a bit different.
So in insurance, when we first went for the first 2-3 years of insurance, we was clearing between 6 and 12k a month.
And this is
now,
clear profit.
Clear profit.
And you telling me this
Home.
is changing?
So then, no, it changed my mindset, but for the good. But what it did in that time, where it came, I said I wouldn't.
Of course not.
I'm
That's
not
what I
going
was
to.
saying in
I'm
the
not going
thing.
to.
You're not dating
I'm
a
not
gay
going
man.
to.
That's why when she was forming all this talk, I was laughing.
Yeah, because
I used to look at your content here that first couple of years here and just be on my phone like.
But are you ladies not pricing yourself out the dating market?
No, I'm alright.
Are you not pricing yourself out the dating market?
No. Do you know there's plenty people with money out here? The internet will have.
But men that you find, this is the thing, men that you find attractive and men that have that thing.
Yeah.
You know that, like, when we separate guys who, and I'm not saying that it's only guys who are on the road that make money. I'm not.
Definitely not.
I know.
Yeah.
But, and then when we separate the kind of guys that you're attracted to, the guys that have that thing.
Yeah, present. We say present.
Yeah. Now, my question now is when someone says, I want a guy to be my equal, whatever that means.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say, for instance, let's just throw a number out there. Let's say it's a guy on a 100k salary.
Yeah.
So that's maybe 5.5 after tax. Let's just
Yeah,
get around it there.
yeah.
Let's say that's the kind of guy maybe you want to be interested in, there and above.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that now price out a guy who might be genuinely a nice guy? I might be a nice guy. I might have a heart of gold.
Remember the top 5% here is 82k.
A heart of gold cannot pay my bills. A heart of
But you pay
gold.
bills anyway, though.
Yeah, but I don't want to. I don't want to.
Okay.
Hey, our relationship is us.
Okay.
It is us.
Not I.
My job is to take care of you. Your job is to take care of us.
Okay. And when you say us, that means, so that's basically the family, like all of us. So if I was to enter your setup or situation,
Yeah.
what I'm hearing is that you want a guy to come in, okay, and basically relieve you of a bit of whatever you're going through financially.
Yeah.
Okay, so that maybe you can be in your feminine
Yes.
energy and
Absolutely.
era, so that you can sort of, what's the word? Just
That's it. You see that? You see that? Look, you see this? I come in like this, my shoulders are up.
Yeah.
Right, what
My
time?
shoulders
Okay, I'm
are
gonna
going
film
now.
here. Alright, Sunny finishes school at this time. Alright, cool. I'm gonna go gym. No, alright, then I've got to jump and I've got to speak to blah blah. I just wanna wake up and do this. I still might have to do all of that, but I can do it like this.
now, and it's a good thing because I think men get upset when we hear this.
They shouldn't.
And I don't think men should.
It's their job.
No, I don't know about the job part. But the only thing that it does though is that it does put us. I think we're in a situation where I don't like to talk because I think most of us in this room are talking from a position of privilege. Most of us in here.
And we should
not
always
saying that we were
respect
given silver spoons because I think we've all grafted. I think we've all grafted.
100%.
But I think what then happens is that I think women should want, and I'm trying to pick my words here. Women should want to be in a situation where they're secure, and I think women thrive. And I don't mean just financially. I think emotionally. I think
everything,
financially.
everything.
And I think the problem we've got now is that men can no longer. Some men can no longer do this in this financial situation we're in.
I hear that.
And I think women are now, and it's a good thing that women are earning. And I think women should earn because they ain't got to deal with men's bullshit.
We have to, and we have to.
But now I think you lot are pricing yourself out of the dating market, which is not a problem, because the average man who has a heart of gold, who can meet you and be like, hey, hi Kelly,
Get out of it.
hi Kelly, hi Kayam,
The voice, where's the voice gonna be like?
My name's Bernard.
Bernard!
Do you see my hand? See, that's different dot. That's different dot. You know what? I think Bernard. Okay, do you know what? The
name's not sexy enough.
The name threw me as well. The voice and the stance and the name.
Yeah, Bernard.
It all threw me. It's hard for me because when I had my son, his dad was not rich by any means, but I didn't work. He told me I should stay at home, sit down, look at his child. He's got everything covered, and that was a 22-year-old boy, man. 10 out of 10. My son's dad, 10 out of 10. So, yes, money has changed, but he could still. The next partner he gets, he can still do that. And this is not somebody who's on the road. This is not somebody who he is. Well, he's above average. He's a multi owner, but he's built that, and he was already doing that at 22. So, for me personally, I think I find it hard to understand what is going on. What is going on? I know times are hard, but he was doing it then. He can do it now.
Well, I think what's happening though is I think, as you ladies are into finance, I think the problem we've got now is that guy that can take care of that, there are not that many men. So when you start thinking of the 1% of men, you now have to talk of, I'm assuming you ladies predominantly go for black men, I'm assuming. Yeah? So now already so remember, you've now got 3% of the population of England being black men. No, being men, sorry, first. Then you've got to think of how much of that 3%. No, just black.
No, 3% black, yeah. You have to half that, so 1.5.
The men that are part of that. Then you've got to think of the straight men.
As well.
Straight men. Then you've got to think of men in that age bracket you want. Then you've got to think of the men who earn that.
1.5 maybe to like.
So what percentage of men are you actually looking for if you're saying you want a straight man who is black, who is part of the 1%, who's going to be taller than you? I'm assuming you want a taller man.
Well, it's not hard. We're only 5'2" and 5'5".
So what? Maybe
You're not 5'5", babe.
I am.
You're
So
not.
you want a guy that's about 6 foot guy, or maybe.
No.
I don't mind. I consider 5'8" upwards.
You're 5'10".
I'm 5'2".
Where's how tall are you?
178.
I don't do the height.
178.
Where's how tall are you?
Bro, 178.
Where's how tall are you?
178.
So where's okay height wise?
I just put on my.
Huh?
Where's this fine?
Where's this okay? So when you put your heels on, so you're okay with where's this height?
He's taller
So
than me.
a guy's 5'10".
Yeah.
So your dating
5'9",
pool, yeah?
5'9".
Your dating pool is very. It's almost not saying non-existent.
It's like a small little.
It is. You got a paddling pool. You got a puddle. And you're not okay with that. Because you got a puddle. Because you want a guy that's earning 6 figures, which you're entitled to. Once again, you're entitled. Even if you only earn 20k, you're entitled to want a guy who earns 6 figures.
You better start with that hinge in different points abroad.
No, I did it in my app.
Huh?
I was wondering because it's hard. I feel for you ladies.
it's hard.
I feel for you ladies who are successful. It's harsh for you lot.
No, it is.
It's harsh. And I feel for men as well because men now have to swap the high vis for an apron. You got to be in the kitchen cooking. Because no, I tell you why. Because my mum and dad, the biggest problem my mum and dad had was this. My dad came from Nigeria. They came here in 1984. Yeah, and the biggest problem is that in Nigeria, how things were back then was that whatever I tell you as a woman, you do.
Yeah.
So he was kind of the fake little head of the house in Nigeria.
Yeah.
He came to England, and this is where they used to beef all the time. My mum and dad would both go to work, both doing long hours. My dad would get home before my mum. My mum would walk in, and my dad would give it about 5-10 minutes and be like, "Yo, like, where's the food?" Until one day, my mum was like, "Hold on, we both go to work.
Yeah.
We're both paying all these bills.
Yeah.
Yet you're asking me to cook." And that was the day that she cooked something and he dashed the plate after her. No joke. No. I saw domestic violence in my home, and that's why I don't understand why men will see it and then assume think it's okay because they saw it. And when someone does something traumatic, and then they then do it to somebody else because they saw it. And I say we're now in a position where women are earning, and if we're both going out to work, and my favorite joke is do your 9 to 5 and come home and do your 7 to 9.
Yeah.
So do your 9 to 5 babes, but
come in here and do your
make
job.
sure. But then how do I say to you, Ange, if we're both paying the bills? Oh, babes, like, is it food? I don't smell any food. Like, is that okay?
Yeah, I don't know.
So we're both paying the bills 50-50, and you're still gonna cook for me.
But then also he should be able to come home sometimes and do the same thing, innit?
As
Ain't
in
it about
cooking
an
as well.
exchange?
So I was cooking clean too.
Yeah, sometimes. Okay, sometimes, but if he's paying all the bills,
You can
no, but if he's paying all the
all the
bills,
bills. You can.
and all my money's mine,
I can pick up the stuff.
I will pick up everything. You will never,
I run your
even
bar.
me.
You come from football.
You
your
will never
boss
wash
run.
your clothes. There's certain things that women, quite traditional.
I am.
But if it's 50-50, then you might not pick everything up.
If it's
No,
50-50,
But
Okay.
it's just something you do, isn't it?
it is something that I will do, but then you should have the gumption to take up yourself and do things sometimes.
And I think that's where the problem lies sometimes.
Because you can't, it's
not a rules thing,
you
is
can't
it?
do 50, you can't ask me to go 50-50 on the manly responsibilities.
Which is what's the man's responsibility?
Oi,
Gardening, what's man's responsibility?
Gardening, taking out the bin,
Oh.
putting things up, decorating if I want to
Yeah.
change the house. And if you can't do it, then you must afford to be able to pay.
Okay.
Like, don't,
That's not a woman.
that's not a woman. I mean, I, like, you know, like a little, but why am
But
I got to
you do
do it?
that
Why am I
because-
do it because it's just me, it's me.
Yeah.
When I was with his dad, I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
that.
you shouldn't be doing
It's
anything.
just not my job.
What's a woman's job?
So a woman's job inherently, if
We're talking
a man
traditional.
is doing what he's supposed to be doing, cook, clean, wash, nurture, feed spiritually, mind the children, motivate you, everything in the house. A house man. Basically, a woman is a house manager, and if you didn't have your woman, if she's doing everything she's supposed to be doing, then you would be at a detriment. You won't be able to work as hard. You won't be able to probably think as straight. So that is what the woman's job is. That's what I said. The woman's job is to take care of man, children, if there are any, and then his job is to take care of everything around that. I just don't know what's so hard to understand. Even if
it's the era we're in now, and I think we're in a really bad space.
we are,
I think
but
because
it's not all monetary.
it's really bad space because I think. Go on.
Like, you see how you said, let's say like your mom and dad would both be working long hours and they'll come in and your dad's chilling. I grew up in a house that was slightly different. So my uncle, he worked long hours. So did my aunt because she was a teacher. But he done like a lot of shift work, like night shift, 4 on, 12-hour shifts, 4 off. But one thing that my uncle was consistent with, regardless of his shifts, he always did on Wednesday. The man would be like, right, you know, I was rushing home to get home. My uncle would always cook jollof on Wednesday. And I thought he was the better cook. And I remember he always used to say to my aunt, and she'd be like, you get me? She'd be screwed, she'd be vexed. But it was like, he always done that every Wednesday where I felt she'll cook the big Sunday dinner. Then he taught us, he was the one who taught me and my cousins how to be proper like tidy. So when people are like, rah, like you're obsessed with cleaning and that, my uncle used to be onto us about it.
So he was making his wife's life easier.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
I said to my aunt when I left home one time, I said, rah, I bet it's harder now. She goes, what do you mean? I said, because you ain't got your cleaners no more. Stay laughing. You know what I mean? Because we had to do,
That's teamwork.
you know.
That is.
Yeah.
That's what I like, teamwork.
Yeah.
But all of that comes from my uncle. So her husband, he was the one who, like,
Yeah, so he was
You
feeding,
do this,
he's
you do
feeding,
that.
he's taking
Yeah.
care of everything
Yeah.
by making sure that the other people are helping.
After a while, I kind of deeped it. I was like, right, you never used to really do much. Yeah. I was like,
That's
right,
nice.
you was only doing, you was probably only doing Sunday dinner, but the rest of it, like the cleaning, it was all delegated. You know what I mean? He would do his bits as well,
Yeah.
and
And
then
she's
food
only
shopping. He was the one walking with 8 bags behind her. You get me?
Manly things. Manly things.
Yeah.
Now, am I right in saying that you two ladies both you ladies are self-employed, right?
Yeah.
Now, fully self-employed.
Yeah.
And when did you lot transition from? So, what was your last paid jobs? As in, where you actually had a payslip where you had to go to work and you was paid NI contributions. When did that stop?
December 2019.
That's technically what, 5 years.
Yeah,
now.
it's a long
And
time.
for yourself?
January 2019.
2019. And at what point, for the ladies listening, the younger lot, at what point did you ladies have the confidence to say, I'm now going to transition from being employed to self-employed? So I'll start with Ange. What was the bubble or
I got
the
sacked.
light bulb? Okay, go on.
I got sacked.
And she should.
And not even that, I was only on about £13.50 an hour.
And that was 2019.
2019, £13.50 an hour. I was doing payroll, bookkeeping, bare little bits for Sutton Council.
Did you have any accreditations at
No,
that time?
no.
So
Well, you do have she has a degree.
Yeah, but that's
but
how
not
she
in
did
that.
it, so I'm
So
not in
let's
that.
reverse back. So it's 2000. So you had a degree, but you didn't have an accreditation in the accounting field.
Yeah, no.
So you're working £13.50 around 2019.
Yeah.
You then decided to. So you somehow
But
didn't
I
have
was
a
getting
job.
tax credits to top up, so I was always really smart.
Okay.
But this is my smart back.
Yeah.
So I've got my 2 kids. I need to look after and be a mum. I want to do all of those bits. What is the point working full time. This is how I looked at it. For then to lose that time with my kids to bring them up, and you're gonna take most of the money. So I looked at it as that you work 20 hours a week, they'll top you up, and you're still able to be a mum.
Best of both worlds.
So 2019 is when you decided to transition from being employed to self-employed.
Yeah.
Now, at what point would you say that you finally got the peace to say, this actually makes sense? And where was that middle ground where you almost felt going back to work? So that's the question I'm asking. At what point did you say, this is actually working? And was there a point when you said, shit, I think I might need to go and get a job?
Many times. Many times.
Because when COVID kicked in straight away in 2020,
Yeah.
which means you only had like a year or a few months of being. Then again,
COVID was good to us.
Okay, explain.
COVID was good to us. So we was both in insurance. Ange brought me into insurance. I watched her. She said, come over in the beginning of the year. I was like, no, I'm alright. I've got my rent business. I work. It's okay. Watched her life grow up. I said, oh, yeah. Sign me up right now, today. And it was easy for me to leave that job because I made my monthly salary in about 2 policies.
Yeah.
And I literally looked and I said, yeah, Croydon Council.
The thing is, it happened with us literally straight away.
Okay.
So it wasn't. But this is a game where it comes down to trust.
And we're risk takers.
People trusted us.
Yeah.
So when you've got a good name,
yeah,
because there's some people that come into the industry and they struggle. I never struggled. All my family signed up.
Yeah.
So you get a good kickstart.
Yeah.
So straight away, I saw a certain amount that I've not received before legitly.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Then I was looking at other people who was my upline at the time. I think she done like 13,000. I'm someone, if I see someone do something,
Right here,
and it's a woman as well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Like it's go time now.
Yeah.
So it made sense. And even during COVID, we were smart. We could no longer visit people.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we need to do? We need people to come to us. Let's get online.
Okay.
And that's how it started.
That's where that was born. It was because inherently insurance is you go by word of mouth. That's how you do it. We was like
Or cold call.
Never us. Because that's sales, and even though it's a service, it's a product. I see insurance as a product.
It is a product, yeah.
If I think, why speak to 5 and hope to sign 1 when I can speak once to 100 people, and then the ones that want to book come over here. Like if they always say, if you want to ask like someone to get something done quick, it's ask a lazy person. I'm lazy. I'm lazy, so my brain is gonna think of so if you want to find the quickest way to get something done, ask a lazy person. Because I'm not gonna look at all the steps. I'm gonna say, this is this, I want this. Yeah, I'm not gonna do cold calling of 100 numbers and sit here like I'm in the flipping boiler room.
Or beg people for numbers.
Or beg people for numbers, or swindle them out of, send me your phone book. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna get on podcasts. I'm gonna go on Clubhouse.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go on. I was even in
We're
Twitter.
gonna build a brand.
We're
We're going to build a brand.
Every day, 8 p.m. Clubhouse. Why?
Every
We
night.
are making absolute bank, and we're educating people. Do you know how many people have got insurance because of us?
Now,
Do you know how
5
many
people that I've signed up have claimed.
Yeah.
And all black
Cancer.
women, all
Breast
breast
cancer.
cancer.
Okay.
What's that saying?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
So we was getting to educate. We was getting to have fun.
It was
It was
brilliant.
brilliant.
Were you in London, yeah?
What would you say has been the sort of...
Is that your work? Like your provider?
So, is it fair to say that obviously you ladies have marketed yourself at the beginning as
Yes.
people who were trusted and likable.
Yes.
So therefore, the people you approached believed in you and bought in you because you've got a good name.
Yes.
Now we'll fast forward now to 2024. Okay. So when it comes to, I know you ladies have done things out of South London, but when it comes to insurance in South London, you're the ladies that pop up into my mind when it comes to that. So my question now is in regards to insurance, so now I'm giving you ladies a platform to say what you...
I don't do insurance, but
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I see you now. So, okay, let's go, because I want to go to you in a second. So you don't primarily do insurance. So what is your field?
Branding now.
Branding.
Yeah,
Okay,
personal,
so-
helping people build their personal brand.
Okay, and why did you move from insurance into personal branding? And for those who don't know, what is personal branding?
Alright, so I fell out of love with insurance due to...
It's murky. It's murky and it's temperamental as well.
Yeah, but there's a lot that goes with it because I feel like the first place that we was, it was lit in a sense of the people we had around.
Okay.
Then
She
it
built
became...
an incredible team. Had a team of 22 women.
Yeah, things have never happened before in insurance because it's a man-dominated field. But it became very cultish.
Yeah.
And I remember someone called me a pigeon, the higher person called me a pigeon or called the group. I just shut my laptop and I went. Because pigeon, but we didn't make him enough money that month. You are supposed to do well but not better than others. With that person. So a lot changed, and even though I was earning a lot of money, I made the decision that I love money but I'm not a dickhead for money. So at that point I went. Then I've gone to about 3 other brokers. It's not working. It's dead now. It's not the same because really, was I actually there for the product? Are we saying like this? Was I there for the product or was I there for the even the surroundings of daily motivation? I've never experienced that. I was the girl that was in the club every single week. You want to call it Insta girl? You know, I thought that was it. Like they're on the gram just putting up pictures. I've now gone around people that are telling me to watch this and their motivational quotes, nothing that I used to read before. So for me, and that helped me to thrive. So for me, I was like, this is what I need. This is the energy I need. So from when I went to the other brokers and it weren't like that, I no longer liked it.
Okay, so
I no longer liked it.
Now. And so just explain to us what brand consultancy is and why would somebody come to you?
All right, so I'm just gonna break it down into layman terms. Every single person here is a brand. So you've got a brand, Chiz has got a brand, Kels has got a brand, I've got a brand. Now what I'm trying to say to people, if you build your personal brand, using me as an example, I've been able to swap from insurance into branding and everyone has bought into that. So it's about how you monetize your brand, how you make money from just being you, nothing else. And I think that's it, because that's what I help to do. So I think there's a lot of jargon about personal branding and a lot of people speak on different elements. It's just about how you monetize yourself as being you and how much money you can actually make from that. Like even what we're doing here with Red, that I've done a plan. Like, don't think, and this is the difference of us coming online years ago and not having the business mindset to now, because we've been in business and we are still in business. Don't think that we're just standing on the camera just gonna talk. No. There is a big vision, there is a big plan, and we are going to monetize out of this, but yet help others as well. It's all about helping, it's all about serving others.
Okay, and Kelly, so from what I know of you, okay, I'd say people come to you for, I'd say you have your, I'd say financial advice. I'd say. I think people, I mean, you might not see yourself as a financial advisor, but I think people do see you as someone in that sense. In regards to getting loans for business, I think people see you in that category. When it comes to insurance, I think people see you as that. So you had a job working for the council, okay, and in 2019, you decided you're going to hang your boots up and this is no longer serving me. Now, at what point did you transition and say to yourself confidently that I'm going to leave being employed with the council and do my own thing? So how did you negotiate that battle in your head?
It's not, do you know what, it was never a battle because I was genuinely not made to work for people. And it's not like, I think it's not about being better, it's my brain is not wired. Like I have serious problems with being authority, timing, and I've realised late life diagnosis, ADHD, so it makes sense. So I was always going to need to work for myself. So I had a rent-to-rent business, I had 5 rent-to-rent properties, and so I was like, at first I was like, no, it's fine, I don't need to do that. And then I just realised, I don't want to do that, I don't like flipping tenants, don't want to be at the council, you lot keep chatting to me about bad behaviour. And when I saw them 2 pays, I was like, oh yeah, forget all of that. And then never looked back. There's been many times, especially when we left the first brokerage, no, probably the third one. And I was like, realistically, you should go to work. And I was like, but I'm just not, like I have a different type of mental resolve. I'm not gonna do it. I would rather, and it's gonna sound so off key, I would rather be broke in my bed knowing that I don't have anywhere to be. Because you see, when I was at Croydon Council, because it sounds bad.
Say it to me all the time.
It sounds bad. But guess what? When I was at Croydon Council, there was still we get paid on the 28th. By the 15th of the next month, I might be broke anyway, but guess what? I'm broke and I'm pissed off. I'm broke, I've still got to chat to you lot at 9 a.m. I'm broke, I've still got to go to the council. I'm broke, I've got to lay in my bed and turn on this thing and go on flipping Teams and hear that noise. Like, I've still got to do all of that. What was that noise about?
Hey, it sounds like you got PTSD,
Yeah, I have. When I think about being broke and still having to engage in foolishness that I don't want to do and I'm still broke, I might as well be broke and lay down knowing that
Yeah.
I'm at peace. But obviously we don't stay broke. So
But you can't be at peace and be broke.
I'm fine because I know that an invoice
No,
tomorrow.
that doesn't.
An invoice, yeah.
But that's because you're doing.
different.
No, but that's different. That's
Yeah.
because you're in business.
Yeah.
But what you so you're
No, but
kind of
that's-
relaying it wrong.
No, but that's the truth. But I'm saying when business go or in the past where there was a time, there was a.
What do you mean? There's even
time.
times now. It's
Yeah, but then
shaky.
it's shaky. But I'm not gonna go to work. I would rather be in my bed thinking, "Wow, where's the
I've
client
considered
coming
it a
from?"
couple of times.
She has wild thoughts. Andrew goes like this. She'll call me. She's
I
like,
crack
"Do you think I can be a lash tech?" Then she'll be like, "Do you think I can?" No, I think I can learn to make wigs. Then it was the other day.
You have that mindset though. It's good to have
No, but here the other day, then it was, do you think I can take a course and be a photographer? I said, Andrew, bye, man. Call me back tomorrow. No, she's not going to do any of those things. It's a lie. She's not going to do any of that.
Yeah.
She's just having a moment of, I don't know where the client,
Yeah.
Andrew, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Go sleep,
It'll work out.
wake up.
No, and do you know what? It will always does.